Welcome to Smart Health One-on-One. Thank you for joining me on this brief system overview. Smart Health One-on-One is a remote home patient monitoring platform designed for the management of chronic conditions. The user interface we're about to explore focuses on the user level, which is the patient data. The screen that I'm in right now is the global thresholds. Smart Health One-on-One allows you to create the thresholds that you will be monitoring your patients with for the population of the patients. The thumbs down, which is considered for low and hypo, the thumbs down again, which is considered high and for hyper, and then the thumbs up, which is good range. By default, Smart Health uses 88 recommended values for glucose and then additional recommended values for blood pressure, heart rate, temperature, and blood oxygen. These threshold values control what the user will see in the individual patient app as low, thumbs down, high, thumbs down, or good, thumbs up. All that is set up in the settings section of the care provider settings section. You can customize these just by highlighting and making the changes and then hit Save Changes. Once that is set up, you can go into the individual menu on the left-hand part of the screen called Users. In the Users, you have a simple button up here at the top of the screen on how to create a new user. Once you click, you have the option of keying in everything for the individual user. You'll have the option of creating their username, their password, and that username and password will be what that individual patient will log into the app from. You'll have some additional demographic details to fill out for that individual user. Once the user's created, you then have them listed under your users. You can expand any individual user and see a 7-day summary card of the data that they've uploading with. For example, glucose. It's going to show you how many test times have been taken in the last 7 days. What was the last test taken? Give you the date and time. What was the last test result? What was the lowest in the 7 days that you've taken? What has been the highest in the 7 days? What is the average in the 7 days? And then what is the percent high, percent low, and percent in good, which is in range. And that is all determined by the settings section of how you set up your population global thresholds. You have this data card for each one of your device that you're collecting data with. At any time, you can expand to view more details. Under the More Details section, you'll see you have a few tabs to go through. Up at the top left-hand part of the menu, you see Start PM Mode. In Start PM Mode, if you click that, you have the option of starting patient monitoring under RPM or CCM. Let's go ahead and click RPM. Once you click RPM, you will then see that a timer has started at the bottom of your screen. It is now keeping track of the session times that you've started for RPM for patient Victor. You also have that you can stop the PM mode at any time, but you also have a button here that says Request a Video. If you click Request a Video, the software will launch the camera from your PC and send a notification to the individual patient's app requesting a virtual visit call from Dr. SmartHealth. It'll give the patient the option to accept it or decline it. If accepted, you will do a FaceTime video call between you two, where they see you, you see them. At any time through the camera mode, the individual, yourself, or the patient can turn the camera feature off. The patient can also redirect the camera from their smartphone or tablet to position it to be looking outward, so they can position that camera in certain parts of their body. They also have, I want to show you here that we're in the readings and graphs menu. In the readings and graph menus, it shows you a summary of all the data that you're collected in a graphical representation. You have the option to change it from 7 days, 1 month view, 6 month view, or your own custom date range you choose. You can also drill down in the summary section here to just focus on a certain type of value. So let's say I want to only look at diastolic. I can go ahead and drill down everything that says outside of diastolic. So from here, as you can see, it's only looking at the plot points for the last 7 days of diastolic. It shows me my global thresholds for high and for low, and where my readings are falling in line with that. You can also go to any report and choose show more details. This blows up the report where a little bit more where you can view it, where it's easier to view. You can scroll down and you can see all the logbooks that it's collected for the individual readings. You can see before meals, and if you did have any after meals, it would list them there too. You can also do the same thing of being able to drill down, just like you did in the summary, to view only certain type of measurements. You can export the data, you can print the report, and you can also switch the date ranges here from 7 days to 1 month, 6 month, or your own custom date range. What you can also look at a user level is your exceptions. So any exceptions that have been triggered based on your thresholds that you've created, you will be listed here under exceptions. Appointment reminders, medication reminders, anything at all, a temperature that was a little too low, everything would be listed at a user level here under the exceptions. You also have a note section. If you hit create a note, you're able to type in a subject, the message, and by default, every note is stored as a private note that is only viewed between you, the care provider, and your staff. You do have the option to push and click public note. Under the public note, that note now will be shared with anyone outside of your staff that is also participating on monitoring the patient. We encourage patients to also invite family and friends to be involved with their data. So if that's the case, you can choose public note and they will see the note that you put out that's based for the public. You also have a profile and devices. Under the profile and device page, it will show you every device that's connected to this individual patient. It will also give you an option to choose an image in case there's multiple vectors and you want to also keep a little bit of a personalized image of the patient. You can upload an image that will reflect to the user profile. You can also change any details of the demographic details of this individual patient. You can also stop the patient monitoring mode. And if I click stop, the software has saved successfully that session time. As you see, the stopwatch has stopped and now it's collected that. If I hit the refresh screen, just to get the most up-to-date PM sessions, we can then go into PM sessions tab And in here, it's going to show you a running total for the month, and it defaults every month to the current month of all your RPM sessions or CCM sessions that you have done for that particular month. You can also drill down and just scroll down and see the one we just did and the amount of minutes it collected. That is the user level of SmartHealth one-on-one.